Travis Hunter is a one-of-a-kind talent. In 2024, Hunter cemented himself as a true two-way phenom, torching defenses as a receiver while locking down the opposition as a cornerback. Now, as he enters the 2025 offseason, he's at the center of one of the most fascinating draft storylines in years. Whether he can replicate his dominance at the pro level remains to be seen, but for now, let's revisit 7 times that Travis Hunter shook the college game. Number 7. An injury suffered in Travis Hunter's first ever college game stuck him on the sidelines for a significant chunk of his freshman season, ruining any chance of him making a significant impact. Nevertheless, he began to familiarize himself with the college game in his return in mid-October, ramping up to a breakout performance in November against Alabama A&M. This was a very good Jackson State team that Hunter was playing on, but Alabama A&M played admirably, and the Tigers needed brilliance on both sides of the ball from their two-way freshman star to get the job done. After the Bulldogs opened the scoring with a field goal, Jackson State marched down the field and put up their first points of the game through a nicely designed pop pass to Hunter, who outran the Alabama A&M defense to the sideline, turned the corner, and breezed into the end zone for the 20-yard score. A touchdown for Alabama A&M gave them a 3-point cushion, and when they got the ball back halfway through the second quarter, an opportunity to extend to a 2-score lead was on the table. Thankfully, some stout work by the Tigers' defensive line put their opponents in a tricky 3rd and 9 on their own 10-yard line. Taking the aggressive option, quarterback Quincy Casey fired an ambitious pass down the right sideline, which was perfectly tracked by Hunter, who intercepted the ball to contribute his second momentum-shifting play of the game. Entering his college career, there were many who doubted whether Travis Hunter could truly play as both wide receiver and cornerback. But in this 27-13 win against Alabama A&M, he proved he could do just that. The kid had well and truly arrived, also contributing a pass breakup whilst not giving up a single reception on 4 targets. Number 6. With a solid freshman season under his belt at Jackson State, Travis Hunter followed his head coach Deion Sanders and teammate Shedeur Sanders to Colorado for the 2023 season, where his skills would be tested against superior opposition in the FBS. Once again, question marks lingered as to whether he could continue playing on both sides of the ball, and yet again, it took no time for Travis to silence the doubters. Colorado entered the 2023 season opener against TCU as 20-point underdogs, given no chance of holding their own against a team that had competed in the national championship game earlier that year. Travis Hunter had different ideas. To say he was everywhere during this stunning 45-42 upset win would be an understatement. He played in a whopping 87% of the team's snaps, once again impacting the game on both sides of the ball. He instantly proved himself as a legitimate weapon at the wide receiver position by bringing in 11 of his 14 targets for 119 yards. The sophomore showed off his explosive change of direction to create space in short yardage situations, whilst also coming up big on a huge 3rd and 16 contested catch situation in the 4th quarter. Hunter consistently found himself on the receiving end of crucial plays, often holding on through heavy contact. It was an incredible offensive output that confirmed his arrival as a top 3 wide receiver in the Big 12, but his most impressive play actually came on defense. From the Colorado 3-yard line, Chandler Morris fired a pass to his running back, who was streaking towards the end zone. Sensing the danger, Hunter passed off his coverage assignment and exploded forward to snag the diving interception. In a game that ended in a 3-point victory for the Buffaloes, the importance of this play cannot be understated, and the athleticism on display will put it down as one of the plays of the season. On top of that incredible diving interception, Hunter gave up only 3 catches on 9 targets to announce his arrival in the FBS in style. Number 5. Hunter was dominant in his early outings for Colorado, more than proving his ability to legitimately produce as a two-way playmaker. He wasn't merely collecting snaps and popping up with the occasional big play at each position. He was truly elite as a standalone wide receiver and a standalone cornerback. He proved that from an offensive perspective against the Stanford Cardinal. An early 3rd and long completion got proceedings underway for Hunter before he doubled the Buffalo's first quarter lead to 14 with a sensational run after the catch play, in which he spun out of 1 tackle before speeding into the end zone. Hunter popped up time and time again for his quarterback as Colorado stretched out to a 29-0 lead, but a second-half comeback put the teams neck and neck in the 4th quarter. A second touchdown of the day for Hunter saw him collect a 16-yard pass over the middle of the field from Sanders, holding on through a crushing hit by a Stanford defensive back. By the end of the game, Hunter had reeled in a whopping 13 receptions for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. but it wasn't enough to get the team over the line, with Stanford enjoying a stunning come-from-behind 46-43 victory. Hunter's performance was mightily impressive, but he was outdone on the day by Alec Iomaner's 294 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Cardinal, with a good chunk of those yards coming against Hunter to spoil the party. Nevertheless, Travis had proven he could take over a game from the wide receiver position, solidifying his status as one of the rarest talents in the nation. Number 4. Just as he had done in 2023, Travis Hunter opened the 2024 season in style with a superb outing against North Dakota State. Colorado's first touchdown of the season came on what appeared to be a relatively unthreatening pass to Hunter on the sideline, only for the shifty wide receiver to quickly circle around the Bison's cornerback to free up some space to attack. His acceleration then made the incoming safety look stupid, taking completely the wrong angle to allow Hunter to scorch his way up the sideline for the 41-yard score. It was the perfect start for Colorado, but their opponents weren't going to go down without a fight, taking a 20-17 lead into the halftime break. An incredible 40-yard catch by Hunter in the early stages of the third quarter appeared to put his team in a position to take the lead, only for a Shedeur Sanders interception to give North Dakota State the ball right back. Thankfully for Colorado, the Bison failed to capitalize on the opportunity, and Travis Hunter made sure to make them pay on the next drive, collecting his second touchdown of the day on a 13-yard strike from his quarterback. Then, on the very next drive, he made it 3, this time showing off his insane body control and hands as he contorted his body to fight through contact and bring down a seemingly impossible catch on 3rd and goal. Those 2 second-half touchdowns from Hunter ultimately turned out to be the winning points for the Buffaloes, contributing to an overall stat line of 7 catches for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. When you add in the fact that he also played 72 snaps on defense, in which he gave up just 2 receptions for 14 yards, this was another statement performance from Hunter to open up the 2024 season. Number 3. After the disappointing end to the 2023 season, there was a lot of pressure on the Colorado Buffaloes to capitalize on another good start in 2024. A visit from Baylor in the 4th game of the season would be a stiff test for the team, but considering they were playing at home, this was one they needed to win. As was expected from Hunter now, Sanders targeted him early and often. His explosive playmaking ability was on full display when collecting a simple crossing route on 3rd down in the first quarter and turning it into a 24-yard gain to put the team in scoring position. While Hunter didn't find his way onto the score sheet in this particular outing, his 7 receptions for 130 yards kept putting his team in scoring positions, helping Colorado overcome a 4th quarter deficit to send the game to overtime. From a defensive perspective, Hunter was essentially perfect, playing on 63 snaps and not even being targeted once. He still managed to find a way to change the game though. A touchdown on Colorado's first possession of overtime put the pressure on to Baylor, but when they marched down to set up 1st and goal from the Colorado 2-yard line, the game looks destined to continue. Running back Dominic Richardson took the handoff and patiently waited for his lane to materialize, heading to the right side of the line where he only had Travis Hunter to beat. It looked like a guaranteed touchdown, but Hunter set himself up perfectly and launched his shoulder into the Baylor running back, knocking the ball loose before he could reach the end zone. The Buffaloes jumped on the loose ball and ended the game as winners, with Travis Hunter's heroic forced fumble proving to be the most impactful play of the night. Number 2. Our next stunning Travis Hunter moment came just 1 week after his Baylor heroics, in another high-scoring game against the UCF Knights. After interceptions from both quarterbacks on each team's first drive of the game, Travis Hunter took over proceedings on Colorado's second. He collected 4 passes from Sanders to help the Buffaloes march 80 yards downfield, capped off by a brilliant 23-yard touchdown in which Hunter breezed past the cornerback, collected the pass in stride, and calmly sidestepped the incoming safety to waltz into the end zone. Calm, collected, and clinical are the words that sum up that drive from Hunter. And he wasn't done yet. He brought in a total of 9 receptions for 89 yards in that touchdown on offense, whilst also making his presence felt on defense. He was picture perfect on his 1 pass breakup on the day, matching the UCF wide receiver stride for stride, before flipping his head around nice and early and almost making an acrobatic interception in the play. While he couldn't quite come up with the interception with that one, Hunter did get a pick later in the game, stifling any chance of a UCF comeback in the 3rd quarter. On 1st and 10, KJ Jefferson believed he was taking the safe option by flipping the ball out to his tight end in the flat, only to watch on in disbelief as a diving Travis Hunter reached out to snag the ball in front of him. This play perfectly sums up what makes Hunter so special, combining elite instincts and athleticism to produce the interception. college football fans were being treated to rare production from Hunter. He celebrated by striking the Heisman pose for the first time in the 2024 season. Along with that interception, Hunter only gave up 2 catches on 5 targets for just 25 yards a day to go along with his 89 yards and touchdown on offense. Not bad at all. Number 1. Our final shocking Travis Hunter moment was the ultimate celebration of his elite offensive playmaking ability against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Hunter caught all 9 of his targets for a career-high 153 yards and 2 touchdowns to help earn his team bowl eligibility for the first time since 2020. A lethal release gave him the separation he needed to collect a 3-yard touchdown for his first score of the day, with his second coming on a massive 35-yard strike just before the half. Alongside these touchdowns, Hunter was constantly getting open for his quarterback and picking up more yards after the catch. Arguably his most impressive catch of the game, though, came in the closing stages of the fourth quarter. On 1st and 10, with the Buffaloes near their end zone, Hunter quickly gained a step on the Cincinnati cornerback and began streaking down the right sideline. Unfortunately, the incoming pass from Shedeur didn't quite have enough juice on it to lead his receiver. So, Hunter flipped his hips and righted himself for the catch, with the defender quite literally draped all over him. The clothesline made it an easy call of pass interference on the defender, but it didn't matter, because, of course, Hunter managed to hold on to the ball. His perfect stat line of 9 catches on 9 targets for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns was more than enough to help Colorado ease their way to a 34-23 victory, adding 2 pass breakups for good measure. Cincinnati targeted him 6 times in total on the day, with the eventual Heisman Trophy winner giving up just 2 catches on those targets for a total of 9 yards. So that wraps up our list of the 7 times that Travis Hunter shocked the college game. His incredible collegiate career was capped off by a well-deserved Heisman Trophy win at the conclusion of the 2024 season. Not only that, but his 1,258 yards and 15 touchdowns on offense earned him the Fred Blitnikoff Award, and his 4 interceptions and 11 pass breakups on defense made him an easy pick for the Chuck Bednar. Now, all that remains to be seen is where he goes in the draft, and whether he can continue his insane production at the pro level. Well, what do you think? Make sure to let us know in the comments.